Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Monette, and this is my channel, Evolve with Monette. So good to share energy with you today. I have a quick message on a stormy night here, and the thunder rolls and the lightning strikes. Another love grows cold on a sleepless night, and as the storm rolls on out of control deep in our hearts, the thunder rolls. I want you to understand that when the storms come in and the tempest rages, when the tower card emerges its faces and it threatens you and it shakes your very foundations, that it was set up that way, that it was predestined for you to grow so that you would know exactly how to ascend and that you have a calling on your life. And that calling will never end, no matter who attacks you. No weapon formed against you will prosper. It doesn't mean the weapons won't be formed. In fact, they have to in order to get you to. Oh, wow. National tornado warning in this area until 10:45. Take shelter now. My God. I don't know if any of you guys heard that. I'm going to leave it up on the screen. National Weather Service tornado warning in this area until 10:45 Eastern. Take shelter now in a basement or in the interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. If you are outdoors in a mobile home, come on mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Check the media. Amen. The media tonight is me. I love when I'm caught up in a thing and when I channel. Listen, I have just finished with clients and I had one meal today that was consisting of breakfast that happened at about 5 p.m. because I had clients for the rest of the night. And I said, okay, I'm gonna have a little snack right now. And they stopped me mid bite and they said, get this message out and do it right. I hope you guys can hear me. I hope this is still recording. I hope you can understand that sometimes we are called to do a thing, and I pride myself on listening. It's not easy to listen, but this is why this message was powerful. It is no coincidence that there is an extreme emergency alert, a tornado warning. You heard how I started the reading tonight, the reading, the word, whatever this is, the channeling. I wasn't going to talk about the storm. It rains all the time. I live in a place where it rains on sunny days. But they said that you needed to understand this. The people in your life, the dark ones that were there, were chosen too. You see, we often are called the chosen ones, aren't we, Boo? We hear a lot of videos about that. I've watched them too, and I've made them. We are chosen, me and you, but there are other ones chosen. The dark ones, the fallen ones are chosen too to help you ascend and to trigger you. Extreme emergency alert, a tornado warning, an alert, 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 a warning. Get down if you are outdoors because we cannot be in a place where we do not have substantial shelter. The shelter is your soul. The shelter, figuratively speaking, is your hidey hole, your prayer closet, the place where you seek the face of God, the universe, where you seek the source to understand why people would wish destruction on you, while many men would wish death upon you. You think, what did I do? I'm just a light worker. I'm just an earth angel. I'm just trying to live my best life. But yet, these people are bringing you strife. They were chosen to do that. They have a mission too. And then you said, well, what happens to them afterwards? Nothing to do with you. They go on and they fraternize with other misery people too. They live in their misery. That's what demons do. Ooh, and there's a phone ringing now. In the background. I may be one of the few people left in the world that have the landline because of the kind of work that I do. But there's no coincidence. The alarms are sounding. This much is true. I come as a clear channel and a conduit for you. The demons in your life that tried it were called to, and the thunder rolls. Realize that there was a better way to exist and a better life to live and a better way to be. And so someone came along and shook you out of that complacency. They were chosen. They were called. Many are called and few are chosen. Isn't that what feminines and my me and you them? If the lights go out, which I feel like they will because they're flickering, I will tell you a thing. We cannot stop the rain. We cannot stop the torrential downpour. We cannot stop the emergency sign flashing, flying debris. Check the media. We have an internal locator system. We have a personal media system. We are connected to angels and ancestors that communicate with us. When they said, get on the horn tonight, I said, in God we trust. Amen. I will stop what I'm doing. I will stop what I'm eating. I will stop my relaxing after my many readings, and I will tell you a word because I know when they tell me a thing, then I've heard it clearly. Those people were sent after you, and they were sent fairly and squarely. You do not have to like what happened, but I can't tell you that I don't love the outcome because in the outcome of the betrayal, I became the best person that I could be. I learned truly what it is to fight spiritually. Sitting in a church and hearing these words all my life, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. That's the debris. The principalities. Oh, I wish we could see the heavenly host and the warfare that goes on around us every day. But some of you have sat next to cousins and family members and lovers and besties that wish nothing but death to come your way while they smiled in your face. Take cover. Take shelter now in a basement or in an interior room on the lowest floors in a sturdy building. If you're outdoors or in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Protect your neck. Mobile homes. Let's do a mobile home check. A lot of our relationships were mobile homes. Sure, they were a place to be housed. I'm not knocking anybody in a mobile home. It is how I got off the ground. Literally, at a time in my life when I lived around people that hated me, I bought my first home and it was a mobile one. And it was a piece, literally with holes in the floor. I repaired it and I put stucco on the inside and I put a rain head shower and I bought a new water heater and I spent so much money repairing that tin can. And still, it was never a full home for me. But what it did was it provided shelter for a time, but it was always temporary. It's funny that we would invest that much money into a mobile home only to live in a climate and an area that I do where they could get on the horn and say, you know what? This isn't safe for you. That people put mortgages on something that's not safe for them. The analogy is writing itself. You guys understand? I love when the angels do a reading. A lot of us invested into people, friends, family, lovers, and spouses that were not worth the walls we had put the time into. Some of my relationships weren't worth the paint that I had spent the money on. The paint was more expensive than the empty fiberboard that was underneath it. Message: if you are around people, are they really lifting and edifying you? Or are they just wasting your time and making you feel like you have something fine? In my case specifically, one of the biggest devils in my life lived in a mobile home, actually. And I remember when it was gifted to her because she didn't work for anything, as often people that would love to drain your energy never do. Empath, are you listening? Divine Feminine, is this you? They don't work for things. They're often grifters and how they get things. But still, even a gift like that I would have gotten, I would have put time and energy into repairing. I put time and energy into repairing the one I bought myself. But what I will tell you is that I remember being there year after year as it was in disrepair and it was dilapidated, and it was a shelter though. But if there was a tornado that came through, or an electrical fire, or if it was a night that was too cold, you would always know. If the bugs wanted to crawl in and crawl out and play pinochle in your snout, they easily could. I saw it for myself because it was just chip fiberboard wood and not much else. Many of our relationships have been that. And we've invested into people that are on the outside looking substantial. But what do they say here? If you're outdoors or in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter. They're acknowledging that the mobile home is not a substantial shelter, that a vehicle, something that takes us from point A to point B, that's what those dark chosen ones were. They were taking you from point A to point B You were at a place of a trauma bond. You were at a place of rejection. You were at a place of low self esteem. You were at a place of deflection. You were at a place of non involved family. You were at a place of ostracization. You were at a place of brainwashing. You were at a place of Stockholm syndrome. You were at a place of physical abuse. You were at a place of sexual abuse. You were at a place of misuse. You were at a place of fragmentation. You were at a place of disassociation. You were at a place of schizophrenia. You were at a place of bipolarness. You were at a place of depression. You were at a place of manic depression. You were at a place where your energy was swinging. You were at a place of illness, terminal or otherwise. You were at a place of a disease that was in disguise. You were at a place of complacency. You were at a place of fear and inborn hatred. You see? That was not a substantial shelter. And those demons that had camped around you made it seem like it was a place to be, a place to warm your hands by the fireside, but it was illusory. It was the ghost of Christmas past showing you the place that was terrible. Pay attention to the flickering lights if you see them in the background of the place that was terrible to be. Do you hear the rain as it's pouring down? It's washing away the soot and the ash, and it's setting you free. Yeah, sure, there's a tornado, and sometimes those demons come in our life and are tornadoes, and they are there to rip everything from its foundation to set you free. But in the moment when you are aloft and in the air and things are spinning and you can't get your bearings and you don't know up from down and it's topsy turvy and you are sick with the uncertainty, you say, surely God has forsaken me. He has not. He sent his most special demons to your spot. He wanted you to take a look down at that trailer that you thought was Lancelot and realize that it was a pile, a heap of rubbish. That relationship that you were investing into wasn't worth your mortgage. It wasn't worth your investment, your escrow, your energy. Do you guys hear the message? It is passionate with it tonight. Emergency alert, extreme. On March 15, 2022, this is the message of the tornadoes that were around you. As I quite literally have a triangle that's red with an exclamation point flashing, the emergency, universal emergency sign. Protect yourself from flying debris. Let's talk about flying debris when you set yourself free. That's the smear campaign from the narcissist, the covert narcissist and malignant narcissist. That's the people that gossip. Who does she think she is? Who does he think she is? That's flying debris. That's your mother or your father that doesn't understand your spirituality. That is your friends and your family who think that you're not as good as you are. Shout out to Jess. Let it be, because they don't know best. You followed your inner source and wisdom, and you protect yourself from the flying debris. You know, I talk about us being spiritual snipers and attacking verbally when we're pushed into a corner. There have been a series of messages here recently about our bitch fire or about understanding it's time to light the gasoline that they threw on us. We are the matches. Stand up for yourself. The theme is coming through. But none of those things could happen unless those dark chosen ones, those fallen chosen ones, targeted you. You have been targeted. Count yourself amongst the best of the best, because they had to come in a group to try to get you to divest from yourself. They wanted to split you apart. They wanted to break your heart. They wanted to hurt you. It was their mission. It was their assignment. It was the only worthwhile thing in this life they will do. Think about that. You were attacked by a legion. We are many in the demonic voice. Hear it. A legion of people, or 3 or 2 or 5 or many. You were attacked by them because your soul was good and plenty. They thought it was all pink and white, but it was licorice on the inside. Let's talk about that analogy. Who likes licorice, really? Some people do, but it's an acquired taste. Not for all of us and not for many of you. It's an acquired taste. And so how did Good and Plenty market that? I studied this because I study weird, trivial things. They put the pink and white because of the joy that it brings. Because if it was encapsulated and in that coating, then people would be more apt to put it in their throat and consume. They made the packaging bright and fun, good and plenty, because the box never ends, because truly you could just eat one. Very opposite of the motto for Lay's. But the truth is that they sold that and still do for days and days because of a good marketing strategy. We are wrapped up in pink and white. Everybody thinks we are love and light. They think it's all bright, but inside we are made of stronger stuff. We are licorice. And there's always more than enough of us to go around, more than enough of our strength and our acquired energy to keep people tethered to the ground. We are grounding empath. We are strong. When tornadoes come through, they upend things, they unmoor, they unroot. We are the root. We are the trees. We are root chakra energy. We are red. We are associated with family, with materialism, regarding provision, because we feed people and we clear heads. We transmute energy. Protect yourself from flying debris. We are the trees that bend and don't break. We are the bamboos that shiver and shake, and they make a sound, a cacophony. But you don't find them at the end of the storm, battered and broken and strewn on the floor. We are stronger than the mobile homes we invested into. We are stronger than the people that attacked you. You are stronger than those demons that came after you, but they were on assignment too. And they understood the assignment. They wanted to find in you your strength, that internal licorice, that resolve, that acquired taste, with a place where you will never be shaken from again, good and plenty, from many, many men wishing death upon you. Only we could turn something into magic like we do. Those attacks, the rejections, we turn them into accolades. We turn them into God's protection. We get the alert and the messages ahead of time. You hear how that happened? I love it when I know I'm being guided by the divine. I dare anyone who calls into question your spirituality, your resolve, and your intuition. They don't know how you hear a thing. They could never. But they do get marching orders from Beelzebub, from Satan, from Shaitan, from the fallen angel that felt that they were better than God. A symphony, interestingly enough, was contained in that angelic being's body, but he thought he was higher than the Holy of Holies. Your demons thought so. They didn't understand their ranking, but now they know. They were giving marching orders as all minions are, and they were sent at you repeatedly, and they thought that they would get far, but sending them at you was the greatest thing that the Creator, God above, ever orchestrated for them to do. Saved by the Bell. That was me and you. While they're condemned to hell. Only one bell. All I need is one mic. All I need is one time to hear the word of God, and I move. When I move, you move. Just like that. Protect yourself when the attack comes, when the debris flies. But don't worry, it's going to pass on by. Those demons had a mission. They were supposed to unnerve you. They were supposed to rattle you. They were supposed to gossip about you. They were supposed to think they were better than you. They were supposed to treat you badly. They were supposed to leave you bleeding and bruised. They were supposed to smile with their dripping fangs of poisonous lies. They were supposed to be your Judas. They were supposed to ask you to not believe your eyes. They were assigned to gaslight you. They were assigned to test you. And you know why, Earth Angel? Because you had work to do. And God wanted to know if you enlisted. Are you ready to march in this army? Father Abraham had many sons, and many sons had Father Abraham, and I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise the Lord. Right hand, left hand. We sit and are seated at the hand of the Father. You decide which one you want to be on. Shadow side, light side, bright side. It's Mr. Brightside. Look on the bright side, my loves. We are good and plenty. We are spared from their demonic energy. We set people free. You hear the songs in Christianity, but it's important to know that it is infused with a reality that means that you will be attacked. You will be crucified. But if you are in tune with your star player, For me, that is the holy of holies. You call it Jesus Christ, you call it God, you call it the universe, you call it source. I know my worth because the Father says I have a worth. The great mother says I have a worth. My ancestors say I have a worth. My angels said we have a worth. And they said if we love you enough to let those dark chosen demons come after you, the special ones on assignment, the dregs of society that would do the lowest vibrational things and then confine themselves to misery for the rest of their life. The only fun they ever had was trying to get you off your holy light, was trying to get you into their demonic plight. That was the most fun they ever had. It's no fun. Ain't no sunshine when you're gone. Only tornadoes for them every day because that's how the devil loves to play. When they are chosen, he says, sign on the dotted line, attack and attack and attack, and promise you I'll treat you fine. And for a while, they're riding high, high, flying adored. They are loved. And then their mouths are on the floor when they realize they've been duped, and misery is their portion over and over and over, day after day. It is a groundhog energy, and all that they get to do, their karma that is bestowed upon them, is watching you rise like the sun, blow like the wind, is watching you stretch out and cover and span the earth and the galaxies. It's watching you walk directly into your destiny. And the best part of it is they push you there with their fear mongering, with their lack of care, with their MDF fiber chipboard comprised walls. No offense again for all of y'all, because even those that are in that place can find themselves ascending under God's grace when it's time. But those demons are constricted and confined, and they are banished. Now, that Groundhog Day of delicious debauchery is what they time after time. No breaks. Every time the clock ticks, every time a new breath they want to take, they'll be watching you. You actually live free as you get personal messages. Come on, angel. Personal messages. Touch not my beloved and do my prophet no harm. That's for me. That's for you. That's for everyone that's under the sound of my voice. And you heard that emergency now, just right. When I say a word, it's because I am guided. It's not because it's what I want to say. And when my angels chime in audibly, I've taught you guys here when you're listening and watching me, please know it is done by the highest of highs, not me. It's done through me. It is done because I move accordingly to what I am directed to do. We get messages about incoming debris. We get messages when it's time to flee. Don't look back. Don't ask why. Pick up your bags and learn how to fly. Oh, you pretty chitty bang bang, pretty chitty bang bang, we love you. Be in a car that flies, create something that is beyond the skies. Get into your eccentric Aquarian energy and don't ask questions because there's a better place for you to be. Your angel said so, and they said move. What? The ringing of the phone again. It's so good. I can't make this up tonight. I have not had this much paranormal activity. They said move what? Expeditiously. You will be saved by the bell every time. Yes, those dark chosen angels, dark demons, were actually sent to you. But it's because they wanted you to move. It's because they wanted you to see that you can't trust everybody. They wanted you to know that evil will be cloaked in your favorite somebody, your favorite person, your favorite lover. They wanted you to understand the depths of separating yourself sexually because sex is a spell, if you will. Sex will cause you to bind yourself to someone and their karma. And if you don't know their grandma and their mama, you don't know what you don't know what kind of poverty consciousness you are tying yourself to. Tethered. Think about that movie with Jordan Peele. Us. Do you want to be tethered or do you want to get out? That's what these emergency warnings are about. Don't just protect yourself from the flying debris. Get into a place where you're working with substantial energy. There are substantial people coming into your life. I speak that over you right now. It's happening and it will be right. It's because those demons were chosen, they were, but their best assignment was you. And now they're bored as shit and they have nothing else to do except to watch you. It's the Truman Show. You have become the Truman Show for them. Except you get out. I get out. I get out of all my boxes. I get out. Why do we get out, Divine Feminine? Why do we get out, Empath? Why do we get out, Earth Angel? Because we get messages like this: emergency alert, extreme, National Weather Service. We are connected to the Galactic National Weather Service. We are connected to the Celestial National Weather Service. Incoming, there's a tornado, but it's not going to touch you. Oh, yes, it will shake everything up around you. That's the energy of the Tower card. Scorpionic energy transforms and changes things. It brings a death and it brings endings inevitably, but it's always to set you free, especially when you walk on this side of the light and you are living properly. Properly is subjective. There is no perfect way to be, but I'll tell you, there's a better way to be than those dark, lower vibrational, chosen demons that were sent after you to make you flee. Flee from iniquity, flee from depravity, flee from sickness, flee from disease, flee from lives, flee from fleas. My God, what a message tonight. My sweet earth angel, it's time to take flight. Protect yourself from flying debris. Love yourself and know enough to know that you deserve to have a shelter that will provide for you substantially. Stop investing into dilapidated mobile homes, figuratively speaking, that can't provide you shelter when a real storm comes. Those relationships were never going to hold you up. Now I have solid walls around me, figuratively. People that value me, people that I adore who adore me, people who can't hide their truth from me, their love, their light, their lies, their insecurities. None of us are perfect. Those walls aren't perfect, they have imperfections. There are knots in the wood and maybe a scrape. Maybe there's a piece of a drywall that new, fresh are not secure. That the rebar, come on, Father, coming through with the words from construction that I don't know, that the rebar is not 10 feet into the ground, the floor, that the concrete pilings aren't poured and secured. We are shored up because we know what we've heard, we know the word, and we know how to take heed when they give us a message about flying debris. They were sent after you, and it was the only fun that they'll ever have. There are people that are just players in the game, and they are supposed to live down bad. Being around your light was painful for them, and they were meant to cause you to find discomfort in being in their company. Thank those demons because ultimately they played the most integral part in you helping to set yourself free. That's the way the ultimate player in the game, the God of wonders above all majesty, always intended it to be. Pawns and rooks to kings and queens, scared to death, scared to look, because there ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. That means that someone that comes against you was always against you and was always meant to be. You're not half in or half out in a betrayal. They chose their destiny. What do the kids say? They woke up on many days and chose violence. You as an empress, you as an earth angel, you as an empath, you as a divine feminine, you as a high priestess, you chose silence. And you know why? Because you heard the emergency alert in your heart, in your spirit, and in your mind. And you knew that substantial shelter it was time to find. You could no longer dwell amongst the demons. You can no longer befriend or bed heathens because they were draining you. But that's exactly what they were assigned to do. And your assignment, and you got it, was to understand with spiritual discernment that we do, in fact, not wrestle with flesh and blood, meaning the people, the MDF chip fiber wood, but we wrestle with principalities and we wrestle with spiritual flying debris. The rain has died down very appropriately, and maybe the greatest threat has passed. But even if that is true, don't take your foot off the gas, Divine Feminine. You drive into a new horizon. You drive until you are tired. You drive until you break dawn. That was the plan all along. They were chosen, and so are you. And now your dreams are coming true. And so it is. So good to share energy with you. Wow. What a message. What a night. What an evening to be basking in the light. And I'm feeling good. I love you guys. Come back and join me next time, and we will continue to evolve together.